You have almost made it to your weekend. Congratulations. We got some Master Division action for you tonight. Midori taking on Uni Academy. This one came requested, and I mean, well, frankly, very glad this one came down the pipe. This should be a good match. Midori versus Uni Academy here tonight. Let's take a look at our standings. Midori currently sitting on top of them, as they are flawless thus far. Coming into the back half of week 4, of course, Master Division didn't start until week 3. So, this will be the 4th match of the night for most teams. If playing by default will be the 4th match of the night. And man, I mean, looking at how this bracket is shaking up so far. Look at how our standings are shaking up so far. This is very different from what we had in our power rankings, right? I mean, NA Master has been completely flipped on its head. And I mean, so far Midori are looking sharp. So far Midori are looking sharp. They opened up with a win over Dreamland, a team that we had in our top 2 out of the gate. Their opponents at Uni Acad are coming in 1-1 or 1-2. 1-1. I thought it was 1-1. Yeah, so they're playing their makeup game from earlier this week. Will be on Sunday against Dreamland. So they didn't play their match on Tuesday. So hence, why Uni Acad's only on their 3rd match of the season thus far. Did lose their opener to Artemis, a huge upset win for Artemis. So, I mean, another one of the graduating class this season coming into Master Division that's been red hot. Uni Academy, one of the favorites coming in. And we're looking at the history of these two squads. Uni Academy made their debut in Season 4 here, the first season in 2025. Got 3rd, 4th overall with an 11-4 record, and came in 3rd in playoffs. And I mean, and really, kind of stumbled early. So, dropped 4 matches, but lost 2 of those in the first week and a half. Obviously, Supernova goes on to win the whole thing, but ended up really turning around in the back of the year. Losing only to what was Extinction at the time, now Dreamland, Dildux, who went on a crazy run to get 2nd place, and then Supernova. I mean, this was a team that was on everybody's lips coming into Season 5. Could even make a run into OWCS. You're further down the line through later in this year. That's the kind of clout this team was running with coming out Season 4. So far, it was a surprising loss to Artemis. That one, I think, just caught everybody a little off guard. Now, they have turned around and beat Shikigami since. And, of course, I mean, Graveyard actually coming over, alongside Regime here. To join Uni Acad, who get to play their former team here just this past Thursday. Now kind of playing the sister squad of that team. I think both of them had been there for quite a while, actually. Let's see. Whoops, that is. Regime had joined earlier this year. Yeah, Graveyard was one of those. Who's been with Shikigami since 2023. And I knew there would be a couple players in Shikigami that were long-standing players that had been with that organization for pretty much since its inception. So, Graveyard was absolutely one of those. So, even you can see it down here. I mean, it's all Shikigami for some time down through, even this is going to extend back into kind of some old school days. So, I mean, that's a big move. After nearly 2 years with the squad. I mean, that's a long time in Overwatch terms to be with one team. Uni Acad do bounce back off of that surprising loss to Ilios Artemis, able to get a win over Regime and Graveyard's previous team. But I mean, I gotta say, honestly, I think Midori might be the scarier of the two. I don't even think that's a hot take right now. That Midori might be the scarier of those two squads with just how powerful this DPS line has looked. Cabe coming in playing DPS here, playing hit scan here. Has joined Midori in Season 5. They did get first pick, it looks like. The ban, actually that was Uni Acad's ban. Interesting, because it's Midori's turn to vote. Uni Acad got the ban on Orisa. We also got a side swap coming in as we're getting set here from map number 1. Oh, it's a Tracer ban. Tracer ban coming in from Midori. We got to kind of talk about a little bit of the Sombra. We had Zaitu and Zach both playing a bit of the Sombra last time we saw these two teams. Zaitu is in for map 1. This is what we saw the first time around. And when asked about it, it's just a stylistic thing. Zaitu has got a very mean Sombra. Zach is a little bit more flexible around some of the other compositions to be able to make changes later on if they want to, you know, continue to go with the Sombra. You might see Zach come in, but Zaitu has been apparently kind of specializing in this hero as of late. We'll see if that plays out. Maybe coming through with the raid. I appreciate that so very much. I appreciate it. I hope you had a wonderful stream. I think it kind of ended up back here. I think this was just kind of circles of separation. Because if I saw it correctly, I raided Ewan raided Graveyard, and Graveyard raided you, and now you've raided me back. It's funny how that works. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream and a great day. Let's get ready for Oasis here for map number 1. We're actually going to be starting things off in University. Let me get a camera in a nice little fun spot. I don't know. That'll do. It's time for map 1. Avalia. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. For all thing coming to say Santana is so cool. Nowhere detected. Can't be me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Lucio carry with Lich on a Genji here to start. We are going to get the Zaitu Sombra. Ooh. Little boop attempt early there from Regime. And somehow, I don't know what happened to Ivory. Ivory went out chasing. I'm not quite sure what happens to Ivory on that. Oh, did my mouse just... What happened to my mouse? Okay, thank you, mouse. I thought my battery died, and I looked at it and it was plugged in. I'm like, what the hell, mouse? What are you doing? Fail. Core, you had one objective. You had one jump. Speaking of one jump, Zaitu is able to melt through Santana early through this fight. Unicat never quite recovering from that early folly of Ivory. Putting themselves on the back foot early. And then with a 20% lead here from Midori to start things off. Zaitu sneaking out the mini from underneath Santana to make sure there's no health pack control available. As Unicat look to move through hallway side, trying to find the way into the back line, but Lich does not make the rotation. Gets caught. Now Regime backing up, trying to regroup with the rest of the squad. That's the little amp heals. Now re-engage with a Kitsune Rush. Okay, putting a couple of shots down into Santana. Looks about half health as they go into the back line. They do find a low Seaborn, but here comes the peel. Hero is there. Seaborn throwing in some accurate kunai, and 60% counting on the board here from Midori. Now with double support ults available. Graveyard investing that Kitsune Rush in that previous fight. Really roll red out of Midori. Good position, not get caught, you know, in the center of that Kitsune Rush. Able to kind of disengage, flank around it. Lich is only about 2/3 of the way towards this blade. Where Cape has already invested one bolo shot. Zaitu does have an EMP available for this next fight. 90% on the board. Got the virus in and couldn't get the hack to interrupt the ultimate. Still, Ivory goes wide with it. EMP only catches that Freya back inside. Downpour from Santana on the back of this sound barrier. See if they can do something, but there's a Kitsune Rush and an Annihilation in play. Ooh, that may be enough. Coincidentally enough, I think it was really outside of the Kitsune Rush where Lich finds that all-important kill. The boop into the hole. He's only a couple squishies here, and Unicat able to clean up on the back of that. Hero returns to the fight. No more friends left. It's already at 99. You can't get it any higher than that. Okay, so we had, 4 ults invested from Midori there by the time that one was all settled. And you have a wonderful combo here as far as the Fox Blade from Unicat. Seaborn low, Santana finds that, finds that too with one well-placed jagged wall. Lich with a good finish. Only one of those two ultimates needed to win that fight there from Uni Acad. Well played. Very nice Kitsune rush out of Graveyard, and there was just no disengaging from that one. Okay, returning in the bolo shot. Lich with the dash through. Looked like hit two people with that first slice, but Seaborn Swift steps out and right into the line of fire of Ivory. Lich is eventually able to wrestle down Hero as well. And this will be going to one final fight here to determine who takes University. Okay, flying in from coast. Love to get to this high ground. There's three different people from Uni Acad looking to go keep them at bay. Ivory working up towards the last of this ultimate. Hero is right onto the point and is taking all the damage, trying to make that happen. Lich trades out for the tank. Good trade, favoring Uni Acad in this 99-99 fight. At least what will be. Kitsune rush thrown in. Santana's able to counter. Catches Triplet way up on the high ground. Triplet able to survive. Despite some good fire coming through, now Kitsune rush. Touched in to help clean this up. Good layering of ultimates here out of Uni Acad. But the EMP over the top will take Santana down. EMP coupled with the sound barrier. And Hero returning on Amaga. And it looked like it was going so well there for Uni Academy. Beautifully weathered. Cave with a couple of kills here at the end of the round to close it out. Disciplined ult usage, or perhaps just fortuitous timing. Either way, later ults come into the fight there from Midori. The EMP, Kitsune rush, there to close it out. And then a beautiful bolo out of Cave. So after coming from University, which is in that tower, I think it's that tower.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Oop, teleport red set, huh? Okay. No changes compositionally. Hero just trying to protect hallway here on the Ramatra, but Ivory's still able to weave some shots in to find Triplet early. Able to find Zaitu later. Quick pair for the Freya. Uni Academy immediately on top, looking for this first cap. I saw a bola deflect in there. I wasn't sure, Kirikul. That was a bola deflect that that killed Hero. Okay. I thought I saw that. I wasn't sure. Oh, you know what? I forgot to get y'all Preds. Y'all want some Preds? Here, you can have some Preds. Why not? Who cares? Enjoy some Triplet pop. The rare Lucio pop while I get some Preds in. Let's see. Midori should be on the left. At least as far as the FACEIT lobby. Kitsune rush. Uh-oh, Triplet's in trouble. Alright, based on that first round, let's see what y'all press. That's more for habit than anything. I just enjoyed some Lucio Pov, you know, we don't get enough Lucio Pov. Seaborn. I dig this skin. I dig this skin. It's not my favorite. This Bolo shot is going to get Suzu'd out. Continue rush tossed in there from Seaborn. Lich gets hacked. Never gets a chance to use the blade. Well timed there from Zaitu. Knew exactly who to focus on that as Lich was trying to get in the middle of everything there with the Dragon Blade. Santana falls just as Regime gets the ult online, making that decision easy. Save that sound barrier for the next fight. We get the flip at 87%. Oh, Manuel hack on to Santana with combined with a beautiful vortex. All of it gets Suzu'd up, and Ivory once again weaves in a shot on a triplet. Meanwhile, Zaitu picks up 2 with a sound barrier, with an EMP denying sound barrier. There's a very broken fight with Hero finding Graveyard. Let's see, what is that, 3v3 left on this point? Oh, and it's all the kills coming up in Midori's favor. Double support ults for both teams. Bolo shot available for both teams as well. A little spy check on Zaitu. Zaitu's actually right behind them. There comes all of the support ults in. And it looks like a push into the hallway where you've got Midori, Uni Cad working up to the high ground. Midori trying to solidify down low underneath where they're able to catch Ivory. Traded out for Zaitu, 4v4 left on this point. No more ult immediately available, but Hero's closest to the next one, catching Regime with a beautiful vortex, is going to extend this. And a disastrous timing for these kills to be coming in right as we cross to the 90% mark. I don't think we're going to get a touch. There is Ivory returning on a Sombra. Does not look like they made it to the point. Midori will close it out here in round 2. Steal away Oasis. Zaitu with your play of the game. All right, Eating a Cat, get map pick. It is going to be a Runasapi pick. Cat going to go on the attack this time and go get those sides swapped back over for you. We had Orisa and Tracer banned out in map 1. Raticat banning out the Orisa. What do they choose to ban here? Hero's the only tank from Midori. They have a 6-player roster with 3 DPS to cycle from. In previous matches, we'd probably see Zach come in here, just for a little bit of added flexibility on Runasapi, in case an answer for the Sombra comes through. And there's gonna be a Kiriko ban out of Uni Cat. Stats for map 1. Oh, here, let's get those Preds closed out. There you go. Actually, Preds on time for this map. There we go. Preds on time for this map. What do you know? What are we looking at here? I'm looking at Seaborn with 17 kills. Actually, both support lines getting heavy into the mix. Ivory at 9 and 9 seems to be a bit of a weak point there. Although, I mean, leads the server in damage. So, I mean, putting the hurt down. Maybe, I don't know if it's a target focus thing or what exactly, but that is, I mean, that's the thing that's sticking out is Ivory with only 9 kills. Fewest elims in the server, despite having most damage in the server. BB is the man. Why are they called UniAcad now? That's just their new name. No longer affiliated with the Rad Org. They're branching out. They're grown up. They've flown the nest. They've flown the nest, baby. They've flown the nest. All right, let's get set for map 2. It's time for some Runasapi. Before we get into it, let's take a look at what that second ban was. We did have Midori. Hey. We did have Midori banning Hazard. We are getting Zach subbing in. Santana staying in the DPS role on the other side. No subs there for UniAcad. All right, let's get into map 2.
Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Both teams into the Oasis. See, as I mentioned, even with Zach coming in, they are sticking with the Sombra out of the gate. We have seen this before. Lich into a Tracer, playing on the wide flank as all of Midori rotates clockwise from coast, pushing down onto the front line. But Lich does find, some purchase there in the back, picking up Cabe early. Both DPS from UniAcad finding an early pick, making it a 5v3, and that's leveraged into a kill onto the tank. We'll get TS1 marching in UniAcad's favor here to kick off Runasapi. I don't know, but UniAcad just doesn't roll off the tongue as well. I'm gonna I think I'm gonna have to go like Uni-A. I think that's a good one. You'll go Uni-A. UniAcad is like 4 syllables. It's just way too much. How you got 4 syllables and 7 letters? I'm impressed. But I'm gonna go with Uni-A. Santana's kind of bullying on the front line. Zach was waiting here on the side to kind of move in so they could push in on this flank. But Lich is able to keep them at bay for the moment. Ivory tossing in a bolo shot. Think looking for Hero on that one. Hard to be certain. Shots now being defied down into the squishies while Hero's muscling up through the street. Spied Santana there on the side, but an Orbiter comes in to bail him out. Triplet takes a truckload of damage. Shield bashing out, but Santana's still in hot pursuit as the EMP finds 4 in over the top. Still, neither team has really lost players as an Orbital thrown in on top of Santana's Terra Surge. That Orbital was really getting away from Midori here, though. Not able to find good value on that. Now the rally coming in. This should be able to bolster him a little bit more. Oh, but Lich finds Seaboard in the back. You saw Lich sneaking away through the clothing store after finding their prey. TS1 will march on into a checkpoint and scratch his ass in favor of Uni-A. Spirit K, but they respond with a bolo shot right into Santana. Santana does pop the fortify trying to get back to this corner. There's the orbital way and the return of Ivory. We're going to get a full push here. Ivory moving around to the flank. Hits a headshot onto Zach. I believe recalled out of that. Moving back in, trying to check both of those DPS, but Midori have kind of gotten pressed all the way back towards this final corner. There's the speed ring re-engaged. Midori's turn to go. Half damage down onto Ivory, but they have their own ring. Ooh, but still, Ivory gets caught in the Terror Surge after that initial burst of damage comes through. Santana caught in the corner, but they're going to get muscled down. And this is the first, like, actual clean fight win out of Midori here on this map in almost 4 minutes of play.
Enemy forward spawn reactivated.
Pushing from like 3 different angles there. The DPS didn't look like they were quite ready to get into that fight when we see Zach hit the stick. I was kind of looking at how the 2 DPS were set. I was surprised to see them where they were. And more surprised to see Ivory and Santana as far pushed up as they were. So, you know, apologies to Zach for missing that beautiful 2-piece, but it was just the opener Midori needed. Put up some really good distance on this bot. Threaten the checkpoint. We'll see if Lich is able to get in, find a touch. Perhaps Santana. Santana is set up in the window. We are going to get a fight here for the checkpoint. Terror Surge pulled in multiples. Picks up to, God, it's so much damage. Good clap back there from Unie. Like I said, torpedoes into Terra Surge are just nasty. Like, you're just guaranteed to get so much value. And really well timed. Santana seemed to know exactly when to slam down to find that 250 damage. Picks up the kill onto Seaborn, most importantly. Actually got Zach, I believe, in that as well. May have been Cabe. But I think it was Zach. I think it was just fortuitous. Was going for the Juno. Ivory interrupting Cabe's ultimate is fortuitous there for Midori. It's actually a trade onto both Freyas with the orbital thrown in. Rally invested here from Unie as well. It's a 2v3. Zach, I believe the only DPS left in this fight is both teams are kind of dancing in. Oh no, here comes, yeah, Lich obviously. He's like, hey, wait a minute, no, I'm here. Look at the kill feed, bud. Reinforcements returning from the closer spawns of Midori. Picking up the kill in a regime, but still Zach goes down. Yeah, Hero is in trouble, not able to make it around the corner. And then, I mean, a bloodbath here in Runasapi. Back and forth it continues. Eventually, the bot is pressed forward once again. And it's going to be Unie finding some extra distance.
We need to get that bot back.
Although Lich tried to just blink out of there for the moment. Returns inside where a bit of a 2v2 going on. Lich is able to find triplet on the brick. 93% towards that rally as well. Now Lich is going to loop around. One clip Seaborn after a volley torpedoes hit. Turns around to finish off Hero as well. Nice 3-piece there for Lich in that fight. And holds on to Pulse for future endeavors. Unie on the march once again. Oh, I can't get over that roof. Lieutenant speared out. Was came over the top fighting Ivory. I mean, Ivory was in so deep. One shot lands on, and they're in the back line, but the Terror Surge threatened Cave. They're forced back out. Heroes tries to respond. Both Terror Surge damage getting topped up by rallies from both teams, but the rally from Unie is just ended up kind of as a disengage. Got everybody on one piece, but hey, they've got this orbital returning to the fight. Seaborn does have an orbital of their own. Lich lands a stick somewhere in the back through the laser light show between the two squads. And Uni find the early value. First orbital ray ends up being the deadlier orbital ray. They're in the battle of the space beams. 35 seconds to go with 136 meters picked up. A couple of shots land on Ivory. They're trying to hide behind the sign, but Hero manages to pick up the angle. Still, Midori super low on health. The entirety of the team was at sub half health there for a moment. And you can see a bit of cleanup coming through, and most importantly, on to Seaborn. Unie threatening a full cap here. Triplet will get a touch. A couple of shots from Cade. Able to finish off Regime. The bolo shot kind of shrugged off by Santana, though. And despite a couple of kills, and it was almost a cap. Like, with Lich coming up with a kill there, I thought it was going to be about done. In final moments, Midori will make a fight out of this. They still have yet to get that initial checkpoint, though. Random screenshot to lock in. Ball shot lands directly onto Seaborn. Up in the air, finds Cave from above. Beautiful two-piece out of Ivory. And Unie should be able to tie this up on the back of that. Now, Zach has displayed a little bit of heroics here, but it's a 2v4 in Unie's favor. Hero under entirely too much duress. Zach forced to anchor onto the cart. Triplet shows back up there against an entire 5 squad. And the Unie hit squad's in full form. No one will escape their wrath as they take over on Runasapi. Radicat will tie us up in the series. Excuse me, Unie. That's what I get for reading the screen. So a circuit pick out of Midori, and they will go on the attack. Hello, Remy. I appreciate you being here. And it's going to be a Juno ban. All right, let's take a look at some stats there from map 2. Ivory getting a lot more in the mix this time. It's not bottom elim here in map 2. Although it's not top damage either, you know, to be fair. Two-sided coin there. Double-edged sword. And some other idioms as well. These teams stand zero chance against the Dill Donkeys, says Nagi. 24-3 for Santana and Unie's comeback. But it's Lich. 26-1 has most elims and fewest deaths. Lich only died once on the Tracer in that one. Whew. Runasapi out of Uni Academy. Desatine coming in. Fluttershy. Is the only change as far as rosters from round 2 to round 3. Zach staying in the DPS role there for Midori. How the game's going? Hey, I mean, we're tied up after 2. I mean, you know, it's a good game. It's a damn good game. Always love watching these two squads. It's two very fun squads to watch. A lot of really cool up and coming talent here on both of these teams. I'm a big fan of both of these squads. I think Unie are absolutely still, if not the team to beat, even though they had a, perhaps a little flub in their very first game of the season, trying to get their, get their backline kind of introduced and acclimated and all of those things. But I mean, a big fan of both of these teams. All the way down the line. All right, let's get into map 3. It's time for some circuit. Wait, what did they do to Freya? When did this get announced?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers in.
Like, did this, like, happen today? Damn it, I hope my replays didn't get reset. Lich on the far, this is actually a super strong pick out of Lich. We saw a lot of far from Lich back in the the Tanuki days. Back in 2024, I remember thinking, man, this Flex DPS has got a pretty insane hero pool, and the far being one of those. So, even though I don't feel like we've seen it as much in 2025 since joining the Academy squads. I don't know, that could just be my shitty memory, though. Zach Fine's good pick on the Ivory. That's your Mei should not be winning a long-range duel like that. But hey, I guess Mei is a sniper. That's what people keep trying to tell me. I mean, I didn't think that Freya's major perk was ever a choice. I figured the extra dash was always like a must-have, because your extra dash is an extra ADS shot. So it's more maneuverability and more damage output, just overall. Woo! Fluttershy's gonna go ahead and try to swing this. That is actually a pretty big flux, but it got stunned. So it does not get the damage off of it, but now you have an Ant Matrix in the back. Can Graveyard survive through the solo flux? No, cannot. Which means there should not be enough sustain. Still, Triplet's gonna make sure they can get this cap. Had to make the Dreamlight match close. Yeah, totally. Absolutely calculated. Go to map 5 for content, then stop the reverse sweep. Totally calculated. Ivory's going to throw in and then bolo shot both of them and Cave. Cave actually hit Lich with that bolo shot, which is not an easy feat. And Lich fell into the pylon, destroying it. I mean, it was just a funny sequence of events. Okay, after multiple ults thrown in from both sides, it just came, finding the angle in the neutral. It really gets first blood here, really opens up things for the attacking Midori. Midori around in the corner, hits Fluttershy with the rock, backs away for a little bit of healing. Allow Cave company, just 4 shots through what is now double damage. It's getting some Seaborn pop. I haven't given you near enough Seaborn pop tonight. Chiplet picks up 1 through the window, so does Cave. Everybody was doing double damage there for a moment. Oh, it was just a hot fix. Okay. Increased reload time, can't hang in the air for as long, and cooldown increases on both dash and updrift. Good! I mean, I don't know if that's made a difference as far as lethality or pick rate. Although, as I say that, we do see Ivory come in on a Soj. Fluttershy dodging around the Flux, gonna pop one of their own. Triplet AJ's! Lich catches them with a direct right as they hit the ultimate. I think they were thinking they had time because, I mean, they were caught in the Flux. Tried to invest it, gets nada. Bat pick is interesting. Don't show this to Texel. I mean, the Bap Yari, actually, now we're seeing Bap Brig. And then even a Bap Lucio. Bap Lucio is a bit weird. But we've seen, like, the Bap Yari a lot on this map. Particularly in NA. I think NA have really more adapted to the Baptiste. For the poke. Where I think EMEA is still playing a little bit more Brawl on Circuit Royale. You know, still playing more of the Ram. There's an Ant Matrix up from this defense. Zach threatening from the high ground. Got that recall for us. It's right back up on that high ground. That was a low Fluttershy on the front line. They're able to back away. Here comes the barrage covering. Oh, man. Anybody from UNIA gets threatened, and the whole team shows up. Says, leave my tank alone. Zach's still poking and prodding, but is surrounded back here. No way you get out of this one alive, right?
Let's get that payload going, people.
Only 1 second of hang time that's probably the biggest nerf of all of it. I say that. I mean, I don't know if you're hanging in the air for a second and a half at this level, you're gonna get your head popped off. OC to try to kind of just hold off this ultimate a little bit. Fluttershy is going to invest a Flux. That got 2. Hero low. Seaborn down. And another big defensive hold out of UNIA. "12 seconds on updraft actually seems good. That is, I mean, just a truckload of damage. Wait, did they increase? Is Sigma still 120? Is Sigma still like 60 per hypersphere? Or did that get increased? Can Sigma still just 2-tap you through an Ant Matrix? I don't know that I ever thought about that. Like, that's one thing I don't think I've clocked since the health changes of Season 9. Like, wait a minute. Sigma can't 1-tap you through an Ant Matrix anymore, right? It's still 60. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I mean, that is a very good point, Matty. Like, teams have been practicing with the Freya so much that, yeah, they would probably still run the Freya here, even if, you know, eventually it's decided the Soj is more powerful. Hero's gonna find 2 on the back, make it 3 on the back of a sound barrier out of triplet. Midori finally able to get some push here in the hotel. Fortunately for them, they just had an enormous time bank pushing into this 3rd point, because they used all of it to get around that final corner. Pulse just got thrown out. Woo! Regime barely turning to catch the shield on that one at the last moment. Fluttershy will pick up Hero in the front line. 12 seconds remain. Lich hiding inside the rally. Pops up to the top with a drill dash. Ooh! Gets beat by Seaborn. Seaborn takes care of 2 before Fluttershy eventually will bring them down. Fluttershy is able to gobble up the bullet shot from Cave, though, and find 2 more picks on point. Well, that was including Graveyard. Zach and Cave still fighting kills. Lich returns to find Cave. This is not done. Ant Matrix up in the back. Okay, this is finally done. There was some last moment heroics there out of Zach and Hero. Cave ball.
Score 0-2. Switching sides. Initiating match.
It's almost as if they knew that was the overbuff. Like, okay, we are happy where the numbers where she was on the previous weekend, but we want to make sure that everybody thinks she's strong and she doesn't get a reputation of being a weak hero. So that was the overbuff. Like, they knew exactly where the line was and that they were overbuffing and where they were overbuffing. And then pull it back down to what they had already kind of imagined to be where her cooldowns would sit. Hyperspheres do 55. Okay. So it was actually nerfed from the last time I remember. Last I remember, Hyperspheres did 60. You don't see Sigma mentioned very often, right? Like, I don't know. I just don't remember seeing Sigma, like, mentioned hardly at all in, like, patch notes and stuff. But, okay, hey, that actually worked. Well, if there's any doubt that I am old school, there you go.
Attackers incoming.
Okay, Maddie, okay. As always, keeping me correct on my stats. Definitely appreciate it. Let's keep out of this ARA. Love some good ARA play. Zach goes to match the far and find Lich in the dogfight. Good start for the Midori defense. Fluttershy boot back, which should outlast the kinetic grasp, but good heals despite the shield. Saw a hero try to throw the shield past the Sigma and try to block some of that healing, but it got there in the nick of time. Big burst came through just as the kinetic grasp went down, fortunately for the attacking squad. And Lich able to find Zach. Things getting better and better. Starting to look up here for Unia. I remember when his ult wasn't cancelable. And you could eat Hog Hook. Oh, the good days. The good old days of Sigma. Fluttershy ate that bowl of squall. That's going to get Immortality Field out. But you do have an Ant Matrix up here. Lich finding Seaborn in the back. Not going to bode well for the rest of Midori's defense. And indeed, the cap will eventually come through. I think the reason I didn't think about the 60 to 55 nerf back then is because it never broke any breakpoints. It wasn't until, like, the Season 9 changes that nerf to Sigma really felt impactful. Because that's when it broke breakpoints. Like, you can still 2-tap through a window. Flux got one, but Cade was able to fly all the way back here, even despite being caught in the Flux. That was kind of interesting. Ivor gets the Sunspot through the shield. Ooh, excuse me, that was Regime. Get Triplet with it. And an intense battle goes in Unicat's favor. Or should I say an on-tense battle? Huh? Huh? All right, now we're just giving them out for free. Exactly, Maddie. No, I know. I went back and checked it. No, I believe you. You always come correct. You will always keep me on track with those numbers. Very up close personal fight between our two Sigmas. Hero making that's a risky move stepping out. I mean, we're just stepping out into everybody's LOS. Zach is the one who ends up pop. Where did Graveyard find that kill? Gets Immortality down. Let's just stick it on Hero. Escorts them right out. Like a bouncer holding them by their collar. Graveyard with an Ant Matrix. I mean, 4 minutes left. And a handful of meters. 3 meters. Separate Midori from 3 points on the board. But here come a couple of kills for the defense. It looks like they will stabilize. Fend off this snowball. It took Hero swapping over to a Hazard. We had the Zac swap to the Venture. They're still hunting around in this backline. That's looking like a mean flux just waiting to happen. Hides from underneath the rock, but the Amp Matrix in return. Cave is able to find a kill through the window. Sneaky little move. Tries to thread the bull shot up there, but is now out of the fight for a moment. Still, Hero getting a lot of work done with these 55 damage hyperspheres. Ivory and Graveyard dying late in the fight. Get this clock well under 3 minutes before the next attack comes in. Did I get y'all Preds for this map? I did not. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I think Maddie's the only one who Predded, but still. I got him up, damn it. I got him there for you if you wanted him. Clever Captain Sun, then Triplet will just get that ult canceled. The rally will not be enough to fend off the power of the solar. Lich on fire gets, Zac on fire gets nothing with the blade. Hero gets equally nada with the Gravitic Flux. 3 ultimates come out. Triplet even tried to invest a sound barrier somewhere in that. Uni A roll it all the way in and take the 2-1. Yeah, but the thing is, I actually play a lot of a Yard. I mean, I actually play a lot of Sigma too. So that one I should have known. Oh, when a Yard could 2-tap? Oh man. Oh man. That was good stuff. That was good stuff. You win. Thank you for the raid. I hope you had a good match over there. We're headed into a map 4 here, as I owe Uni a cat a point. You should pick it up over there, Ewan. Good to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it, my friend. Keep it up. Welcome. Yeah, welcome, friends. Okay, after winning Oasis, Uni and Cat have been able to swing back the last 2 maps. In Circuit, they're in pretty dominant fashion. Circuit was also a Midori pick, so winning dominantly on the opponent's map pick always bodes well, and UNA are looking in form here. You know, any questions about whether they weren't going to be a top team after that opening loss to Artemis could certainly be put to bed here with a win on Kings Row and 3-1 out this series, handing Midori their first loss of the season. But we know how deadly this DPS line is. Just this Midori team in general. It would not surprise me to see this go 5. Kings Row pick, Genji banned out here for Midori. All right, let's go take a look at some stats. Good to see stats working tonight. K putting out so much damage. Putting about 15K You know, about 3.5K, 3.5K above anybody else in the lobby. And it's actually Lich leading in damage there on the Pharah. Ivory's still, you know, taking a lot of pressure. You know, died the most of the DPS in that fight, despite the Uni Acad dub. But Fluttershy 29-4. I mean, that's most elims, fewest deaths in the lobby. Also has highest damage. Definitely going to be your MVP of map 3 coming in on that one. Playing the Sigma throughout that entirety. Nearly 20k damage. Oh, you can. It's just kind of broken sometimes, Painkiller. Like, the stats have been kind of breaking here and there, so it just seems to be a roll of the die. Ah! Gambas. Thank you. Good call. Thank you, Maddie. Yeah, some of them show up, some of them don't. Diva Ban and from Uni. Santana coming back in here for map number 4. Zach staying in. Is this real? They have left spawn with this. Okay. This is a comp. So you're looking at the... I respect it. The Cassidy with the Sombra, and then of course... We're looking at a Life Weaver and a Baptiste. All of it to back up a Hazard. So the Hazard and the Sombra working together on the attack. And you can see Ivory Graveyard and Regime all holding high ground at the moment. So there's the pull back onto Santana. I guess you could afford, it's like an extra cooldown for your Hazard. The Life Weaver can be kind of vulnerable in the back. We'll see. We'll see how long they're able to stay alive down here. Lich does have health back control, is able to run Zach off, but Triplet eventually finds him. Santana with the leap in forces the swift step out of Seaborn. Now goes up high to challenge. Oh, gets popped. Ivory at 1 health. Able to get 1 headshot down, but wait a minute, at 22. Has to roll away. Santana does just get rolled over here. Makes a swap off the Hazard. We'll go into an Orisa. Do we get changes from anybody else? Oh, wonderful. Jab Spear. Kind of kidnap hero there. You force Seaborn to use a Suzu early in this fight. Now here's what makes it kind of interesting, just as, you know, your ults for Uni don't feel nearly as impactful. We'll see how it goes. I mean, it's gonna be a tree window. You know, we're just building a property here. Decorating. Oh my goodness. We're decorating in the blood of Uni. That's what we're doing. Although it was 4 ults out of Midori to counter the double support ults from Uni. Coming back in with the EMP. You do have a triplet sound barrier available. And kind of the only thing, let's see if they're able to hide from the EMP or very least, just not get canceled. Lich pressured out early. Triplet's going to go ahead and drop the sound barrier immediately into the fight. Most of that's going to get taken away as the EMP immediately finds them. K low. Hero's not going to fare any better. Has to pop both cooldowns just to make it back to the cart where Santana's going to be waiting. Still, Zach has been able to close out one, but not do enough damage to topple the defense. Uni A hold on the back of point B. Hero, don't you know that you're my hero? Fight in the hallway. Space bot here from Zach. Able to move in. Get a nice little melee to finish off Regime. That was a very far push there from Santana and Ivory. They went all the way across Subway to try to find these picks. Seaborn has to swift step in. We had a little bit of a flip of the map, and it looks like the aggression from Unique kind of worked. Santana comes up with 3 in the fight after extending what looked like way too far out. Ends up kind of breaking the ranks there of Midori. I have to agree with that, Maddie. We don't get nearly enough Appa. It's... I so wish I could have gotten that, that skin. Like, I hope they bring that one back. Whoa, okay. Bo also hopes they bring that one back. That's a missed bolo shot there out of Ivory, but, you know, Graveyard covering a much wider swath there with this orbital. Dueling Terra Surges? No, just Hero. Just Hero's Terra Surge. You're the surge we need on Kings. Okay. Sorry. Whoa, that was interesting looking. I think I just had a little server interrupt there. Good. I mean, caught an invisible Sombra. Somehow, UDA are... Oh, my goodness. What? That was a lot happened because of that Terra Surge. Santana, comes back in 3 contests at 0.1 meters. Lich gets a kill. No way. Santana just holds the line like against 4, it felt like on that. Got out at Sound Barrier, Suzu, everything in the kitchen sink with 1 Terra Surge. Will finally get forced off, and the point is grab. Oh, man, Uni-A made Midori work for it, didn't they?
How many was that?
Continue rush into orbital. Rally leaping off the top ropes. Regime comes flying into that fight with the rally. Couple of ADS shots. Oh, Regime barely stayed on dry ground. The orbital comes in and try to bail out this defense. There's a continue rush in play. Triplet close to the sound barrier will not get it. Santana and Graveyard with some beautiful shooting, recognizing Triplet up on that high ground, knowing the sound barrier was imminent. Very good call-outs. Great picks there out of Uni-A. That sound barrier lands in the next second and a half, and that fight goes a completely different story. Defensive Terra Surge, combined with a bolo shot is just mean. That's just gross. That was, yeah, but might as well just say, hey, okay, we're just going to go ahead and trade these ults for some time off the clock. There you go. I offer you 2 ultimates. In return, you give us 1 minute. Trade accepted. Now the attacking team has plenty to work with, most notably the sound barrier. Oh, just speared. Just get speared. Honestly, I'm surprised Triplet didn't hit it right there. I think Santana was looking for it. But once again, the sound barrier ends up out of the fight. Cape trying to unload things up here with a bolo shot. Will find Ivory. They do have Zach down low to get the touch. Triplet goes down. This time the sound barrier does get AJ. Will not come out in the fight. Graveyard coming up with that kill. Midori struggling to get this card around this corner. Lich managed to find the back line. Was just living a life back there. Thriving, striving, conniving, and killing. Uni put up a massive hole.
Initiating match. Ready for battle. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Full ground defense out from Midori. Not a single person on the high ground. They're going to try to rotate through Hotel to move into house out of Unie. Santana holding the line, pops a bunch of cooldowns, but does make it in. I think Zach was waiting for Uno. Zach picked up Lich's trail here on the outside. Meanwhile, let's go check back in on what's going on in the house. Santana's kind of got evicted there a little bit. Decides to come get some point presence instead. Looks like Hero turned around to see if they can find Lich in the back line. Ends up just running face to face into Hero. Excuse me, into Santana. Lich does go down. Cave is able to come in off the high ground. There's still 4 players here for the defense of Midori, despite not having their tank in the fight. So a little high ground position picked up. Once again, Cave's going to come up with an important kill. This time finding a regime. Feels like Unie have taken a full tour here on point A. After a defensive bolo comes in, the orbital right over the point will make short work of Hero. Nowhere to escape from all that damage. Cave was able to get a couple in that fight, but not enough to stop the push. Zach setting up for an EMP. 3 players moving in through alley. Zach gets caught. Looked like an energy jab from Santana and the bolt from Ivory. Terror Surge going to fly 3. Rally popped with the shield bash from Regime. Gets back into safety, and here comes the counter punch. Charging forward, 4 strong. Unie just want to take this point right here, right now. Graveyard got a little ambitious with that. Threw the speed ring way up forward. You're not able to get that much space. Let's duel it out for control of Alley with triplet at the moment. Zach's going to throw in an EMP over the top. Finds 3 of Uni-A. Santana able to shrug off the hack. Pick up Cave with the Terror Surge. Now all guns pointed at Hero on the front line. Turning, realizing Seaboard's coming off the flank with a bit of a surprise and out of the alley. The Fox interrupt is kind of flipped the map here. You managed to split Uni-A's ever so slightly. But Lich moves in, finds triplet. Now dashes in back behind Hero to create a pain sandwich. The train keeps on rolling for Uni-A. Despite a hairy moment there, well weathered. With a smart rotation and some good play out of Lich. Kind of riding the wave. Like Uni-A just kind of kept riding the wave. Like, all right, the wave keeps rotating. We're going to keep rotating. Recontest with Cave's bowl shot. Nothing happening. Triplet low. Mega stole out from underneath them by Lich. Not that they would have made it back to it anyways. Regime will clean up on point. And that's 2 of those bad boys on the board. Box of victories not even around the second corner. Shimmy with the Sound Barrier trying to hold. This one hits the ground. Forward push. Oh, canceling Regime's rally. So a good turn of events here from Midori. I mean, still lots of time to try to hold, but we're going to get a Terror Surge. A solo investment on the Terror Surge. I don't blame you. Santana found 2 in a quick amount of time. Santana and Graveyard put 3 kills on the board, and suddenly this defense that was looking like it was stabilizing on the back of a couple of picks from Zach is looking very fragile. A bit frail. Hero stuck with some bolts, has to push forward. Kitsune Rush used just to reclaim the space, and it's an easy disengage here from Uni-A. They'll have double DPS ults here to retaliate. Ivory will get theirs eaten up by the jab spin of Hero. Lich, 1 in health pack control. Lich goes down in the hole. I mean, Zach blinked down into the hole. Didn't have recall. Oh, no. Over the top. Cave tried to save this thing with a bullet shot, hitting directly onto Regime. Lich did toss the pulse in at some point. Graveyard with an orbital over the top. I see a lot of blue outlines and 1 lone Hero getting chased by so many members of Uni-A. 2-for-1 trade, favoring Uni, and they will claim the 3-1. GG's in the chat. Regime and Graveyard beating their former organization for the 2nd match in a row. And Uni-A very much kind of solidifying their spot here is one of the top teams. Standing Midori, their first loss of the season. And despite, perhaps an early folly in that match against Iliad Artemis, which, I didn't see. I'm going to give credit to Iliad Artemis for stepping up on that one, but Uni-A do move up to 2-1 with wins over Shikigami and now Midori. Will face Dreamland on Sunday for their makeup match. This does put a stop to Midori's 3-game winning streak. Still, you're still 3-1 to start off the season. Fantastic start. Uni just look at that top tier strong team that we were expecting from the beginning of the season. We have Dude, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you had a great stream. Welcome, Raiders. Unfortunately, you caught the very end of our match. You caught the very end of our match here. A fantastic one between Uni Academy and Midori here for NA Master Division. What stands out, friends? What stands out? Lich at 31-5. Santana at 35-5. Incredible battle of the tanks. It felt like the tanks were just neck and neck all series long. I will say, Destiny came in and dominated. Absolutely dominated. Lich putting up big numbers all day long as well. That backline, though, that backline really getting involved, man. That was Regime with, the 25 assists there at map 2. We had Graveyard coming in with 20 Elans on that match as well, on that map as well. The backline from Uni A felt highly involved. A lot of the big combos, we see them get involved with that. Showing us some weirdness too. Well, we got to see some Life Weaver BAP today. How fun was that? How fun was that? What a wild cop. That was cool. That was cool.